Everyone, we're back in the video, and today we're talking about the Sabres, 25 years or younger. For these Sabres, this team is a young team. Yes, it is. And we're looking at 7 young players here that have played very good this season for the Buffalo Sabres, which made this team look entertaining so far this season, which has been a lot of fun to watch. Now, we have some who are rookies, some who have been around for a little bit. So we're talking about the first player who has been absolutely amazing this year. Even though he had such a breakout season last year with 68 points, this year he's going to shatter that record. Right now, he's a center. He's 25 years old, and that's Thompson. Right now, he's making 1.4 million. That's a bargain of a contract, isn't it? But that's the end of his contract this year, so he's gonna be making 7.1 million for 8 years, which is also a bargain because he signed in the off season. If he didn't sign that in the off season and started to play this season, he probably might want 8-9 million. Close to that. So it's good they got him at 7.1 million, which is a great contract for 8 years. Right now, this season in 28 games, he's 21, 20, and 41 points. 41 points in 28 games. Unbelievable. Absolutely, he's gonna, take over that record of 68 points he had. The other game, a couple games ago in Columbus, he had 5 goals. 1 assist for 6 points. We haven't seen that in a while, making history there, the Buffalo Sabres franchise, and in the NHL too. 5 goals in 2 periods, which is pretty amazing. So Tage Thompson, 6'6", big guy, and he has a wicked shot. Great shot, really does. His wrist shot's amazing. Has good hands too, so good stick handling ability too. So there you go. And yeah, he's the franchise center for the Buffalo Sabres. That O'Reilly trade doesn't look as bad anymore, does it? But of course, the Blues won the trade on their side because they won the cup. But the Sabres took some time, but to them, this was a good trade for them. Moving on to now the Sabres with Jack Quinn. He's a right winger, 21 years old, making entry level contract deal here with 863,000 and 23 games, 6 goals, 10 assists, 16 points. He's been really good. I remember in his draft year, he shot up on the charts because he was playing unbelievable in the OHL. And the Ottawa 67s being unbelievable. And last year, he had about 60 points in AHL with the Rochester Americans, which has been amazing for him. And this year, 16 points in 23 games, looking really good. Scored an unbelievable shootout winner some time ago. I don't know if like 5-6 games ago, I believe, against the Red Wings. Really good play. Nedeljkovic had like a full split in goal, and he still got around him and scored, which was amazing. So yeah, he's a great player. He's continuing to learn, score, get used to the team, and he's a rookie this year, so there you go. Moving on to Dylan Cousins. He's 21, he's a center. He's been unbelievable also this year. I don't think anyone thought he would have 27 points in 28 games, 10 goals, 17 assists. I don't think anyone thought that. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? For Dylan Cousins. And he's been great, shooting. He's kind of like that Nick Suzuki, where he scores from that spot, that right circle there, which has been pretty cool for him. And he's been very good, for sure. Moving on to the next one, John Jason Peterka. John Jason Peterka, I remember him in the World Juniors with Tim Stutzler, the German, and they put unbelievable together. The chemistry they had together, I'm like, they should play together. But Peterka has been really good. Another guy who had about 60 points in the AHL with the Rochester Americans. 20 games, 6 goals, 8 assists, 14 points. Very good by him too. He's learning just like Quinn. Even though Peterka is 20 years old, he has a lot to prove still. And this team is just building. This is just the beginning of it all, which is pretty cool. So that's a center, right wing, center, and then left wing. So that's pretty good for you there. That is, that they can continue to grow. They've been exciting to watch too, which has been great with some other veteran forwards you can think of, like Alex Tuck, Jeff Skinner, people hate that $9 million deal. It's looking a lot better now, for sure. No one's really complaining about that lately. Tuck, Olfordson, right? So some guys you can think about. Opozo obviously is the captain. He's been good as a leader here for the Buffalo Sabres. So good top six there. With some younger guys and some older guys in the next too. Moving on to some defense. We have three guys who are 25 or less. Well, I should say 22 years old or less. And that's Matthias Samuelsson. Matthias Samuelsson, he's a left defenseman, making 925K. Next year he's gonna make 4.2 million for 7 years. So they locked him up. They're like, let's lock him up now, make it a bargain of a deal, so we don't have to deal about him to 7 years after, which is good. Just lock him up, have him ready. This year he has 15 points. I mean, in 15 games, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points, plus 11. Obviously, he's not like a offensive puck moving guy, but he's a shutdown. He's a solid guy. Obviously, he went out for injury a little this season already. Like you can see, 15 games instead of 28 or something like that. But Samuelson has been great. Obviously, when he wasn't there, they missed him in the lineup. You can tell they missed him in the defense. They could really use him, for sure. Um, Moving on now to Rasmus Dahlin, and he has shown to be the guy that we all thought he could be, for sure. All right, let's look and see what we have. Rasmus Dahlin, left defenseman or right defenseman, either or. He's 22, making 6 million, 2 more years on that this year, next year. And then in 27 games, 9 goals, 23 assists, 32 points, plus 11. This is what we expected Dahlin to be when he got drafted. He never got to that yet until this year. This year he's really shown that unbelievable for him. He's really great defenseman. And you think of Owen Power too, who's left and right defenseman, 20 years old, 916,000. In 28 games, no points, no goals yet, 10 assists actually. There you go. But he's good. He really is good. Of a defenseman and +8. So the three of them are going to be there for a long time. Samuelson, Dahlin, and Powell on the blue line. They have good blue line. They have a good top six. The goaltending they can probably work out. Craig Edmondson, he's 40-41. That's going to be it for him this year, I'm sure. And that's it. They said that like 3 years ago, but he's still going. But I'm sure this is the last year or close to it because they need a future goalie. Air Conway, I don't know about. And you think of, Yuka Piko Lukanen. That could be interesting one. Maybe backup. Maybe makes it. I don't know. He looks okay. Not amazing, but he looks okay. A guy I didn't put in here actually, who's on injured reserve right now, is Henry Yokiharu. He's 23, making 2.5. 16 games, 4 points. +2. So there you go. Not bad. Ilya Labushkin, who's actually 28, solid defenseman on the blue line. Polloit, they also have 26-year-old, 1 point in 14 games, 2 points in 3 games in the Americans. Yeah, there you go. Jacob Bison, who has 8 points in 24 games, -15. Yeah, so that's your defense there. Kale Clegg, who has 6 points, 14 games, and Rochester 1 point in 8 games. So there you go, -2. So that's your young team. You have 3 young defensemen. You have that, 4 young guys already, and you also think some guys who have not played already. For Buffalo. This is just who's in Buffalo. You think of Rochester, who you have Yuri Kulich, who's 18 years old, has 14 points in 22 games. You also have Isaac Rosen, who's 19. He has 4 points in 23 games. Let's see who else we got. Matthew Savoy, who's in the WHL at the Winnipeg Ice, 31 points in 24 games. Very good. And you also think of Noah Osland, who's Swedish. He has 11 points in 19 games with some the Swedish Hockey League, not the SHL. Some Swedish Hockey League there. So not bad, you know. You look at what you got. Looking good. And you also had that Oskari Laskinen, guy who has 2 points in 10 games. But he's a guy who did a lot better last year, 34 points last year. But some guys to think about, for sure. And this team is really good for the future. So thanks for watching. It's the next video. Bye.